Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing turn-based strategy game Afghanistan 11. This is the sequel to Vietnam 65, and this is a much better, improved version of the game. Game features a campaign mode where you can choose through a bunch of different scenarios that cover real things that happened in Afghanistan. If you so choose, all of these scenarios are very challenging because of the nature of the game and also just because the game is a challenging game. I'm going to do a skirmish game where you can customize all the features that you see here. I'm going to do a short game, although we'll see if we actually get all the way through turn 45. Mixed, regular, keep all that on. We'll do number of turns. And then you can adjust your difficulty too. I'm going to do regular. And it has this little code you can use, which we'll use to generate the maps. So it has randomly generated maps, which is really nice for replay value. So we'll start this game. And away we go. So what your objective is in the game is to win the hearts and minds of the people of Afghanistan. And the way you do that is by destroying enemy units, which include hostile militia and the Taliban. You can also clear IEDs. You can visit villages. You can connect villages to the road network. And you can provide UN aid to the different villages around the map. So here's our map. Again, this is randomly generated, which is a really great feature to play more than once. You start out with a single base right here in the center of the map. And then basically what you want to do is try to figure out how to increase your hearts and minds score in the game. You have these political points which are used to purchase new units, build things. It's also used to actually move units around the map. More expensive units cost more money to maintain. That's kind of how they do maintenance there. So, looking at the map, I'm probably going to connect this village first, and then I'll probably head up towards this region. I'm probably going to build a FOB in between these two villages. That's probably where I'm going to go first. And then I'll send another team to build a FOB right up here in the middle of this valley, so it can kind of serve as a base of operations for the northern part of the map. So that's going to be my basic strategy there. Units are recruited from your base. And there are 10 different units you can have in the game. You can have basic infantry units, special forces which can train native units, which can prove to be a really cheap way of getting expendable units, as it were, across the map. The buffaloes are engineering units which build stuff. Supply trucks transport supplies. MRAPs are the Humvees that transport infantry around. Huskies are very important. They detect mines and IEDs, so it's important to have those sent out first. And then you have 3 different helicopters, which can the Apache attacks, whereas the Black Hawk and Chinook transport goods of various quantities. And you also have a howitzer for long-range combat. The way that I usually set up my convoy is I start it with a Husky, because it's important to have one of those in front to detect mines, because things will get destroyed if you don't. So I'm going to do 2 of those. I'm going to do 2 sets of infantry. You can see that the price increases for everything that you buy. I'm going to do 2 buffaloes, and I will do 2 MRAPs, and I will do 1 special forces, and that's all I'm going to do right now because I'm already basically have purchased half of my political points income right out of the gate. So let me have the special forces. I'm going to have them train a helicopter, which will take some turns to do that. So as I said before, what I'm going to do is have 1 team go south and 1 team go north. So let me send my Husky out. Each turn they have a number of points they can use per turn for doing actions. I'm going to send this guy all the way down to where his limit is. And he will automatically detect and remove any mines that he encounters on the way, which he didn't, which is good. So next thing I'm going to do is send out my MRAP with an infantry unit, and I will transport the infantry to this village. Any village that has a little burning fire in it, if you drop an infantry unit there, it will provide intel report, so there is a definite IED that is detected right there in the road, which I can remove for political points and a higher rating for hearts and minds. Next thing I'm going to do is send out my buffalo. I'm going to have him build a road to the village. So I will have him do that there. Now we'll connect that village with the road network and increase the hearts and minds score there. So there he is. The little road symbol there shows that they're now connected to the road network. And I'm actually going to purchase a supply truck. And I'll purchase another one too while I'm at it. And I'm going to transport UN supplies to this village. So I will deliver UN supplies right there, which will take an extra turn because all these trucks are in the way. You can only have 1 unit per hex. So that will have to wait the next turn. And he has no points, and he has 1 point. I could have moved him out of the way. I'll actually have him pick up that infantry unit because they're done. Okay, so that's them. Like I said, next turn I'm going to take these guys and build a FOB right here in the middle in between these 2 villages, and then just basically park everybody there. Every turn that you spend outside of a friendly base, you use fuel. So that kind of limits the breadth of operations that you can do with a particular set of units. So now I'm going to head north. So again, we're going to send our Husky out first. We know we have at least one place with a IED, so he will clean that up for me. There it goes. And he got another one on the way to that village. And he got another one on the way to that village. So that was a good job. So I will load my MRAP up with an infantry unit and send him next in case we encounter any unfriendly units on the way. I'm gonna actually do this village first, I think. Okay, and we're gonna just park him behind the buffalo. It's not worth the extra couple hexes, or behind the Husky. So we're gonna send the buffalo behind him. And he's not going to do anything yet. Wrong key. And we will do our supply truck with UN aid behind them. So there's my usual convoy of 4 units that I usually set out. And that'll end my turn. That's all I really want to do this turn. Enemy units move. Alright, so I'm going to take my buffalo and build a forward operating base right here. So that is good to go. And then I will actually park him in there so he can replenish his fuel next time. I'm going to use this Husky. He has 4 fuel remaining. I'm just going to send him to the end of this road. See if he finds anything, which he did. And then I'll send him back and park him at the FOB next turn. The MRAP, I'm going to deposit these units in the village so they can grab some intel. Oop, and there we got some hostile units. I'll go engage them. I actually might airstrike them, to be honest. 77% chance of success. Perfect. So I spent, what was that? 300 and gained 500 from destroying that unit. So that was a good balance of political points there. The UN guy is going to drop his UN supplies off here. And then I'm going to send him back to headquarters to get another set of UN supplies to send to the bottom base. Alright, so that is the end of that, I think. Let's see here. Oh, he actually has more. So I'm going to take him back to base. Alright. When you have a unit parked in a FOB, it will regain 1 fuel per turn. You can also transport fuel using a supply truck from your main base, or you can have an emergency supply drop which costs 200 political points if you want. The other things up here besides the airstrike and the emergency supply drop is a drone which you can send up and it will give you a recon over a certain area. Alright, so let's send the Husky in. And he finds nothing. So I will move him out of the way temporarily. I will drop my units here to gain some intel. And they didn't get anything. So that is too bad. I'm going to... Actually, I'm probably going to start building a road here out to the middle. So let's do that. And then basically when I run out of fuel is where I'll put the FOB, because that's actually a pretty good indicator of where I can get in that number of turns. All right, so I'm going to start doing this road here. And ultimately I want to connect this road all the way over to here, because that'll connect both of these villages to the road network, which will prove to be pretty good. And then I'm going to drop off these UN supplies right there. Alright, so. Good deal. Alright, so I'm going to send him back to headquarters. Alright, so we are in fairly good shape, I would say. The MRAP, I'm actually going to park him behind the Buffalo who's building that road. And the Husky, I think I'm going to send to check the road to the other village for bad things. Alright, so that is it for my units. Alright, so this guy I'm going to send back to base. This guy I'm going to send back to the FOB. Send that guy back to the FOB. And those guys, I'm not actually just going to park them there until something happens. Until we get another intel ability or something else happens. Alright, so I want my Buffalo to build a road as far as he can, which is not that far. And actually, while he's building that, I can go to this other village. So let me have him check that road out. You got nothing. Okay, good. So let me unload the guys here in that village. Yep, and we got some enemy units right there. They're going to be gone next turn. And I used up my airstrike before. Now, the question is it worth helicoptering them over there? Probably not. Militia disappear after one turn. That is militia, so I'm not even going to really bother with them, I think. If I had a unit over there, I probably would, but I don't think I'm going to. And that's it for his turn. And he's going back to headquarters to go pick up some more stuff. Alright. That's all I want to do that turn. Alright. So, he's down to 2 fuel. So I actually want to probably build my FOB pretty soon here. So let me do 2 things a road and then I'll build my FOB. Alright. So right in the middle. Yeah, and he has... So the 1 fuel remaining will go. Alright, so let's move the Husky. And that's actually perfect. That would be right exactly 2 turns. And let me load him up. And you guys should be pretty much the same thing. Yep, so that's perfect position there for how much fuel my guys have left. And then I'll park them there for a little bit. Alright, that is about it, because these don't have little icon things yet. 3870. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Buffalo out, and I'm going to build a waterworks here. Very expensive, but it does help with your score. And you do have to defend them because the enemies will come over and try to take them out. Which I will actually probably load up my infantry unit and I'm going to drop them in the village. And just kind of have them camp out. And then do that. And then he will go to that next turn. And I just have to watch their fuel, because they have rations just like the other units have fuel. I'll just have to watch their rations to make sure they don't run out. Alright, so these guys are about to run out of fuel. So I click continue, it'll do the actions I gave orders for last time. So he's in, he's in, he's in. They did get their little fire now, so I'm going to move them, move them out and move them back in. Ooh, we got Taliban. No, that's just militia. Again, that's kind of too far for me to really do anything with. So, in terms of the interface is pretty decent. I like the little overview map here. You can turn on different overlays where you have people, logistical stuff, like how much supplies are at different areas. You know, like they have 4 out of 5 rations over there. Intel on enemy positions. You'll have elections, which will give different bonuses or not, or negative bonuses, depending on what happens. And then you get command mode if you want to set up regions more for the campaign mode. All right, how much do I have? 2,500. So what do I want to do? See, helicopters are so damn expensive. Like it's 1,000 for freaking Blackhawk. Guess I'll. Well, no, wait. Aren't I training one? See, I'm going to train one. I'm going to use that to pick up a unit that I can use to like go after people. All right, so let's just end the turn. Yeah, they're gone. All right, so. Yep, these guys. So we're going to pick them up and send them to the other village. So this is a really good position for that FOB right in between those 2 villages. I can basically spam those. Yeah, they didn't give us any intel though. And he's done with his turn. That's right. What do I want to do? Really nothing. This is like it's such an empty part of the map. The buffalo that's down... honestly, I'm thinking about just taking this buffalo and building some stuff down here. You can build, in addition to the FOBs, near FOBs, you can do a field hospital, which will re-heal units. Every unit has 2 hit points, except for supply trucks that only have 1. So you can use a field hospital to re-heal infantry units and a maintenance yard to re-heal motorized units. You can have an artillery pit, which will allow you to put a howitzer in the base. You can do the waterworks like I did before. It's so expensive, though. And you can also have the buffalo repair things. So I don't actually know what I want to do with him yet. I think I'm going to honestly just keep him there. And we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to end up putting some stuff up here, though, because this northern base really has coverage over 3 things, which I think is more important. All right, so all these guys' fuel is pretty low. So I'm going to probably build... I kind of want both of these things. 1,000 plus 750. Still a lot of freaking money. All right, so we got a field hospital. We'll get our maintenance yard. I don't have enough. That's right. I don't have enough political points. All right. Well. All right, here we go. Time for elections. Well, I'm gonna do this one. Oh, good. So everything looks pretty good. I gotta say, Buffalo's up to 3 fuel, so let's deploy him and try to do some roads. And actually, we'll probably deploy an infantry unit. These guys. So it's only 1 fuel over there anyway. Yep. Alright, well, I'll go take care of that. And you can see that the IEDs do respawn, so you do have to sweep them out every time. So where's my Husky? I don't think he's going to have enough fuel. He's got 3 fuel. Actually, probably we'll just send him back to base. Have him sweep along that whole area. Got one. Got two. Huskies are really good ways of getting a lot of political points very quickly. Alright, so... I'm doing fairly decent. Yeah, these guys need to get back to base. Starting to lose rations because they're outside of base. Actually, I'm thinking about doing a supply truck with fuel and sending them up here. Oh, crap. Yep, that was stupid. They got IEDs all over that damn road. Now, when you send them back to the home base, they automatically refuel everything. So they get all their fuel back, so you don't have to wait. Alright, so 2 fuel remaining. So you really just need to refuel them at the FOB enough to get back to home base. Okay, so now they're connected, and they're connected. And you need to go back here. 2 fuel. Let me see. Can you get back in 2 turns? No, you can't. Alright. Got some political points out of it. Yeah, no, you go there. Dumb me, should have sent the Husky first. Let's send him. Yeah, I can probably send my Huskies out again. Send them up this way. Alright, nothing there. Send it back that way. He's got full fuel, so hopefully we'll find something. Nope. Nothing at all. Any fires? Yes, we do, so we'll send him over. Oh, there you go. There's one right there. Yeah, I'll send him back over there and pick that up next turn. Alright. What do we have here? MRAP, but only 3 fuel. The Buffalo's really done too. Four fuel. Send him back to... Actually, I'll send him down here. Can you get that? Not quite. He can get that, though. Fast roads are fast. Got him. 5-5. Drop you off over there, buddy. Yeah, that's too bad. You know, and that's basically it. This is pretty much how you play the game. Kind of shuttling people back and forth, waiting for fuel to accumulate, responding to different, things that come up when you do intel. Where is that at? I don't even see. Oh, way over there, in the village. Jeez. Alright. Alright then. Let's pick those guys up. And that's it for their action points. But I'll send them over to this village next. This whole area over here is I actually forgot about it. These ones are almost inaccessible except by anything but helicopter because of the rivers and stuff. But I actually have a pretty good hold on the east side of the map. At least right now I do. I actually should do supply truck with UN aid and send them to this village here. Hopefully it won't reach any mines on the way. Like I blew up my other supply truck. Should be pretty good to go though. Oop, got some militia. Got some enemy units. Alright, well, let's send out the infantry. 70%. Yeah, we got him. There's an IED like right there. Where are my guys? Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Hopefully there is nothing on that road. Okay, good. So we got them back away from the rebels. I'll send him back to base. Alright, I want you to drop your guys off in the village. Take a little bit more than a turn. I think my other Husky is in base. Yes, it is. Alright, I want you to go take out this thing. 4 turns. I'm gonna have to do a... Actually, I'll have to do a fuel stop on the way. Alright. I think that's who I backed. Not completely sure, though. So they're back in base. He's heading back to the headquarters. Got a new IED over there. So that guy will be busy. No, he's still got 4 fuel. 1, 2, it's not quite. He needs 5. Alright, so let's deal with these guys. Where do I want to send you? Probably over here. Oh, and you only have 2 fuel left. You gotta go back to base. And nothing down here. Yeah, he's almost out of fuel, so I sent him back. Alright, so he is now 5 out of 5. So we're going to send you all the way down here for turn 2. MRAP is almost out of fuel, though. Alright, there you go. I think that's a pretty good look at the game. I mean, that's basically it. So, I mean, it's an interesting game because of how it's asymmetric. You know, you have all these tools at your disposal, but the enemy still has the advantage because they kind of spawn, the militia spawn in the mountains anywhere they can. The Taliban comes from the east side of the map from Pakistan and tries to sabotage all your stuff. You're very limited in how many political points you have to spend on do basically everything in the map. I do like that the campaign missions are very challenging, which is why I haven't passed very many of them, to be quite honest. And I really like that the skirmish mode includes randomized maps. That said, each game is pretty much the same thing. You know, you recruit your Husky to detect IEDs. You could recruit your Buffalo to build roads and FOBs, and the occasional really expensive water tower. You recruit your MRAPs and infantry to engage enemy units. Maybe you get a helicopter, which will transport units very quickly, which reminds me that my helicopter is actually done if I wanted to transport stuff around the map. You send them out. You have to really manage their fuel. So you really have to strategically place your FOBs in appropriate locations where your units won't run out of fuel in the middle of a mission. So it really kind of determines, where you place stuff. And actually, this is a really good map for my placement, where I have one basically servicing all 4 of these villages, and this one servicing these 2. And then these ones, later on in the game, once I accumulate enough political points, I would probably build a FOB near this village, like maybe somewhere in this area, and then be able to helicopter over to those final 3 villages if needed. I don't even know if I would need to go over there or not. When you enter villages that have the little fire icons on them, you can gain intel into enemy units, where they're stationed, and IEDs and stuff like that when that little fire thing comes on. And the better your relations with the locals are, the more useful information they'll give you. So if you give them UN aid and defend against enemy units, then they will be more likely to give you useful information. You also have airstrikes. You can take out units with a cost 300, but if it's successful, it ends up being worth it because you get 500 for destroying enemy units. Drop emergency supplies if you screwed up and forgot to refuel somebody, and send drones around to scout out enemy places when you know that there's a Taliban unit, because those don't disappear until their mission is finished. I also like how the combat percentages are displayed while you play, so there's no guessing as to whether you're likely to win a battle or not. And then you can train Afghan units to help fight alongside you for basically just a time cost. You don't have to spend the political points like you do for the American units. So overall, I do like it as a game. It is a very interesting turn-based strategy game that's asymmetric for the player. It is a definite improvement over Vietnam 65. That said, I think it is a bit repetitive. You end up playing each game out basically the same way, making small adjustments based on what type of enemies you encounter and what the layout of the map is, and stuff like that. So while it doesn't have the longevity that some turn-based strategy titles have, I do think that what it does offer is pretty compelling gameplay. That's all I have for today. Till next time, bye now.